Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Wella's top stylists Dana Lyseng and Mark Debolt.
Hello.
Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining us in the Color Classroom. Each year, Wella Professionals launches 4 haute couture trends that we know as Trend Vision. These trends are for inspiration, motivation, continued creativity. They're for business development, client growth, as well as artistic passion through creative competition, which we know as Trend Vision competition. This year, our Trend Vision is inspired by music, which is quite amazing because music is something that connects all hairdressers across the globe. We are all inspired by music. It energizes us, it motivates us, it calms us down, it sets the mood of the hair salon, it sets the tone of the shoot. It's something that we can all relate to. Music evokes emotion. And with music as our inspiration, we present to you Wella Trend Vision 2013, The Sound of Color.
And with this collection, with our Trend Vision collection, we're bringing together the richness of the world of music with the vivid world of color, which I think is something that will live with every hairdresser, this inherent feeling that every color has a sound, and with that, every color has a feeling. So we'd like to begin with our first trend, our fusion. Please. So the fusion trend, this is actually one of my favorite looks from our collection this year. It is about West meeting East. And it's inspired by this Asian experimental creativity meeting Western high culture. You can see the color palette that we're sharing in fusion is really interesting combinations of vivid tones and also washed out pastel colors. And as my model demonstrates, the color placement is very artistic. The fusion trend is about hair painting. It's about intuitive coloring, freeing yourself of working with foils. The fusion trend, being inspired by this feeling of Asian couture design, it's interesting, we're starting to see a lot of traditional Asian influences in fashion today with modern kimonos. The hair silhouettes are very sculptural, very sharp, with interesting, innovative silhouettes.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next trend that we'd like to present to you is Decibel. And Decibel is our most energetic, our most upbeat, and very fun trend for 2013. Decibel very much is digital meets tropical. We want to take the modern digital world and we want to infuse it into beautiful tropical cocktail colors. You'll notice that unlike the fusion trend, the Decibel trend is high impact, high energy colors. We're working with a lot of our pure pigments from Colorstone Perfect as well as a lot of our pure pigments from Color Touch to create beautiful poppy reds, beautiful golds, indigo blues, and also beautiful copper tones in some of our looks. One of the key elements of this trend is that we're working on very dark, neutral bases so that we can take all of these pop colors and really bring them to life in that silhouette. I think for our clients that have darker hair, for our clients that still want that brighter, edgier look, we've got essences of 70s glam with 90s punk, and we're bringing those all together to create a modern look, but to create something that's high impact, high energy, and lots of fun. Thanks, Chelsea.
All right, next I'd like to share with you our Echo trend for 2013. And the Echo trend is really embodied by this feeling of 90s minimalism, 90s punk culture. This is a very introspective feeling trend. It is the beauty of melancholy. And the hair work, I want to talk a little bit about the color formulation and how to create some of these vivid accent colors. Because Trend Vision is not only this amazing fashion forecast that Wella creates every year, it also includes an international hairdressing competition in which stylists from every country around the world, they choose one trend, interpret that trend by creating an original haircut design, an original color design, photograph their work, and then submit their entry. Now, each country around the world will hold their own national competition, choosing one winner per 2 categories, a color category and also a young talent category, and then that person will then go on to the international show representing their country on a world stage. Now, both Dana and I have, I have kind of a silly saying. One of my favorite classic beauties throughout time is Sophia Loren. that gorgeous Italian beauty, some of those deep russet auburn tones I'm really loving right now. And one of her famous quotes is that everything that you see, I owe to spaghetti. She was a very proud Italian woman. And Dana and I were joking the other night that everything that you see with the work that we get to do for Wella is a result of trend vision. And something that I learned when I first started to work with more vivid, graphic, hair color designs is the importance of pre-lightning work. So, and also the importance of pre-lightning work, but also I want to talk a little bit about sectioning. Because the very first time that I took on a trend vision entry, I applied the methodologies and the techniques that I knew from working in the salon. The very first time I did a full highlight, pre-lightening many, many little pieces, shampooing, drying the hair, and then placing all of these vibrant tones over these tiny little highlights. You know, like 12 hours later, my eyes were bleeding, you know, my fingers were numb. Something that I learned when you're creating very graphic color work is you must work very bold. And so for this particular design, we pre-lightened a very large rectangular section that sits just below the part. It's very important to think about both the line of a haircut and the distribution of the hair as well. Thinking about what falls in relation to this line and what will serve as a veil, or what will cover or create interest over that vivid shade. This pastel work we created by using Wella's special mixes. We use 0 Stroke 28, which is a blue, it's a green-blue special mix. This is your intensifier, kicker, booster, mixed with equal parts of 0 Stroke 33. So again, a special mix, an intensifier, booster, kicker of pure gold. And these colors are introduced in our line. The reason that we have special mixes within our portfolio, they're for use for color correction, right? You would add blue to a color formula if you anticipated that you were going to expose too much warmth during an all-over color application. So to create this vibrancy, and something that Dana and I really work similarly to create these effects, is the use of adding a lot of developer. When I create these vivid colors, I imagine that I am a painter, a frustrated artist of sorts, and I have my palette with white paint. So, in my mind's eye, when I think I want to create a pastel blue, or in our fusion model, if I want to create light turquoise, metallic pink tones, soft blue tones, I begin with that white base paint. And for me, it's developer. And then I add little bits of color, little bits of tone. So to create this beautiful turquoise emerald green color, we use equal parts of our green and our gold special mixes, but then diluted that color formula with 15 parts of pastel developer. And think that whenever you add a lot of developer to a color formula, you create space and you create lightness. Now I think of that as my white base paint. And while this certainly is creative work, editorial work, this certainly applies to the work that we're doing in the salon. You know, right now I feel like there's a very strong trend towards peachy blondes, coral colors, really washes of pastels, and that's how I'm creating out those effects as well. So thank you.
Beautiful. The last trend that we'd like to present is Allegra. Allegra is our woman of opulence. She is wealthy, she is beautiful, she loves expensive things, and she loves light, beautiful blonde hair. The Allegra trend really gives us the opportunity to bring into our blonde palettes and our blonde portfolios not just pastel blondes, but beautiful gold tones, beautiful beige tones, beautiful sand tones, and really have the opportunity to really create this beautiful multidimensional look on one head of hair. For most of the Allegra work that Mark and I have done, we've really utilized our Blondeur portfolio as well as utilized our Illumina color portfolio, which we're going to talk about a little bit later in the classroom. But Illumina color for us is really bringing the translucency, the sheerness, the beautiful, beautiful blonde tones that are really creating this Allegra trend to really come to life in the salon. One of the things that's very important to me as a colorist every day in the salon, as Mark already mentioned, is the the world of pre-lightening and the world of blondoir, working with our multi-toning powder, where we're getting our highlights within foils, also working with our soft cream bleach, which has chamomile oil in it, working on areas that have already been pre-lightened, hair that might be slightly fragile, or hair that's already been pre-blonded and we want to take it up just that extra level, and really utilizing that portfolio to make sure that we're brightening that hair and lightening that hair with the most integrity so that hair's beautiful and shiny and rich and gorgeous all the way through to the end of her process. The Allegra trend is very much influenced by Russian folklore and also very influenced in shape by the Fabergé egg. So it's very intricate, it's very detailed, but it's very, very gold and very blonde, which is always a trend in the hair salon. We always have light hair in the hair salon. Blondes will never go out of fashion. So this is a great trend for us to bring in more dimension, more multi-tonalities into the blonde, and really working with both Colorstone Perfect, working with the Blondoir family, and also working with the Illumina color family to create a very beautiful look. Thank you so much.